Так, продолжаем. Так, нужно прокачать, кстати. Это, кстати, тема. Полезный перк. У Эли Феликса что? Берем. Так, у СМа что такое здесь? И оборонная, и большая дистанция. 1600 хп у него. Броня неплохая. Способность уборка. Менее. Чистящим средством. Так. Создаваемая тревога. Это делаем. Так, это по-любому надо тоже. Кстати, да, тоже надо. Пока так. Прикольные. Ладно, идем на первопроходец. Возьмем, наверное, Феликса и Сэма.
Dust accumulation analysis. 2.5 years.
Хорошо, хорошо. Погнали, ладно. Так, мне же там нужно кучу всего продать, я так понимаю, да? Всякое барахло. И купить. Кстати, мне нужно грейдное оружие купить. Так, что-нибудь появилось? Хрена себе, 3200. Вот это мне нужно купить. Либо плазменный, купим и плазменный. Купим электрический про запас. Так, электрический у меня стоит. Есть плазма, воткнем. Тип урон электрический. Возьмем-ка электрический. В снайперку поставим. Прицел у меня стоит. Так, модифицируем еще немножко, да? Неплохо. Так, починить нужно. Починить. Остальное, в принципе, неплохо. Модифицировать еще вот это дело. Прочность оружия. Нет, это не надо. Мистер, ой. Нам нужно либо плазму, либо электрику сюда поставить потом. Посмотрим по обстоятельствам. Так, ладно. Идем, Гладис. Ладно, сначала продадим барахло.
You should get. Don't take my. Have a look.
Как может быть за выраженное стоить 11 кредитов? Смотрим, какую цену даст мне этот торговец.
It get cooler in here?
Кстати. Модификация. 3000. Плазменный 400. Офигеть. Почему такой разброс? Что значит этот значок? Они как бы одинаковые, но разные. Что значит этот? Прочность, что ли, у него выше или что? Состояние 6000. Состояние 5000. Все понял. Вопросов больше не имеем. Так, ладно, купим плазму. Да. Такие же мелкие цены при продаже. Странно. Робот бегает забавно.
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a... What's that? Speak up now. What'd you turn up? My stars, what a find. Fine picking like this deserves an equally fine payout. Go on, dearie. and don't spend it all in one place.
Ладно, за 2 раза потрачу.
Peaches and cream, if that isn't the most handsome bit of lethal engineering I've seen all week. That'll go for a tidy sum of bits.
Ай-яй-яй-яй. Я не хотел продавать тебе это дело, блин. Ну ладно.
A shame you didn't visit old Gladys first. That would have fetched a good price. I may have thrown in a batch of my famous sugar cookies just to sweeten the deal. If Auntie Cleo's exporting wraps from Monarch, golly me, someone's going to be in the soup when they get caught.
Много надо скилла.
Are you positive? Honest to goodness? Can't say I wasn't hoping for more, but I suppose it can't be helped. Law bless you for doing
Видимо,
the
я еще
legwork,
что-то не
sweetie.
нашел там.
Don't forget your pal Gladys now. You can come visit anytime. Fantastic. Do be careful with it, dear, as these keys tend to be a tad hard to acquire. You should have a chat with Lilia Hagen in the Sublight offices. She's a dear. You'll love her. Now, was there anything else? I've got a lovely little throw pillow. Just something I toss together. Like to keep my hands busy.
Фига себе. Ладно. Так. Посмотрите архив игрового ГФС на терминале Хоторна. Так.
Hey, boss. If you need a tour guide, I've seen all 12 episodes of Terror on Monarch. Kind of an expert.
Area analysis is as follows. Significant dust and spore concentration. Vacuuming estimate. Calculating. Calculating. Calculating.
C&P Borstworth. It's not the worst unless it's worse.
Moving.
В Fallout всегда были проблемы, когда напарники не могли зайти в лифты, либо в двери еще куда-то.
You weren't followed, were you? I hope not. Sure is. Welcome aboard, contractor. One of my guys in Stелlar-bэй has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but he went dark before he could spill the goods. We arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook. My gal Catherine will be expecting you. A few of my contractors run flights in there and out again. working around the board embargo. We keep the community lubricated with a steady supply of booze and unconventional erotica. Byzantium kids with more money than sense can thank Sublight for their good time. Catherine is tied up with other matters, and I don't want her bothered. I told her I'd be sending my best fixer. Try and play the part. When the board pulled out of Monarch, they buried or sealed anything they couldn't carry off-world. Apparently, one of Catherine's teams uncovered an abandoned lab with full tanks of Alta Vitae gas. It's exactly 1 million bits per cubic meter. Before you get too excited, the only thing rarer than Alta Vitae gas is a reliable buyer. Dangerous stuff. Acid for the nuclein in your cells. It's no good to anyone outside of a lab. Now, get going. Catherine will brief you on the details when you check in with her at Fallbrook. One last thing. When you're on the job, keep a pair of eyes in the back of your head. Understood? Don't go looking for anything, except salvage. Just watch out. You'll do fine. Probably nothing to worry about. Probably.
Yeah, see? We'll be fine.
Угу. Так, меня просто
Watch
более...
yourself in Stелlar-бэй, Captain. My guy in Stellar-бэй had a lead on some salvage. Find the lead and bring it to Catherine Malin at Fallbrook. She'll take it from there. Ask away, contractor.
Ладно, фиг с тобой. Чё такое местечко? Идём.
Job assessment. It's a mess.
Shipping out again?
Maybe. Captain's trying to nail down a contract now.
Nice. Where you headed?
Not supposed to say. These days, info on freight schedules are worth near as much as the freight.
Hey man, I'm no pirate. Just interested in your life or whatever.
Yeah, but can you say that about everybody else who might be in earshot? I'm just in port long enough to get...
Так, ладно. Фолбруке. Фолбруке. Нам, короче, туда. Так. Ой. Так. Ладно, в любом случае идем на корабль пока.
CNP near maple syrup. It's near this complete breakfast. Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch, Triple Flakes, and Purple Berry flavored Power Nuggets. Now with 12% more crunch.
Why was I built to feel ennui? Welcome back, Captain. Now that you have acquired a nav key to Stеллар-бэй, would you like me to contact Dr. Wells?
Well done. You'll love Monarch. Exotic climate, violent native species, fascinating culture, really. You'll need to speak with Hiram Blythe. He's known as the information broker, and for good reason. If anyone knows where I can find those chemicals, it's Hiram. I need those chemicals to revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us fight back against the Board. They can help us set things right. If we don't put a stop to the Board, they're going to drive this colony toward a complete societal collapse. You'll see what I mean when you arrive on Monarch. No, never. Monarch is a hotbed of political activity. I can't imagine why Hiram set up shop there. Cuisine, perhaps? You'll want to hire the services of a skilled guide. I recommend a hunter by the name of Nyoka. Frequents the drinking establishments of Stеллар-бэй. Very hard to miss. Once you have everything you need, make your way to Hiram Blythe's compound. Come see me in my lab. I'll answer any questions you have.
Так, окей.
Best of luck. Everyone on the Hope is counting on you.
Полетели, короче, на лабу. Полетели в лабу.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
What's on your mind?
А, все, я с ним уже разговаривал. Окей, ладно.
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
Они еще о чем-то спорят постоянно. Короче, конфликт какой-то на корабле.
Hey, Max.
What?
You really think we all have a purpose? That everything happens for a reason?
It's not really that simple, but yes, fine. Anything else?
If that's the case, is it my purpose to annoy you or yours to be annoyed by me?
Go away.
You can't deny fate, Vicar.
Так, ну-ка в настройках. Ладно. Пусть лучше в шлемах будут.
On standby for command.
Так. Ну-ка, у нас Сцилла, у нас... что там у нас? Ну-ка, полетели-ка на Сциллу.
Destination reached. Scylla.
Местный врач томатов. Пойдем убедимся. Так, поспать надо. Так, отлично. Пить. Похавать. Пойдет. Так, здесь возьмем Элли. И возьмем, наверное, Рвати. Ух.
Scylla, no laws, no lines, and a whole lot of guns. I love this place.
Looks like they started terraforming the place, but gave up halfway.
Выглядит круто. Очень круто. Локация, да, маленькая. Но выглядит, конечно, зачетно, зачетно. Так, здесь у нас космопорт какой-то, я так понимаю, да? Понял.
Sure.
Так, что у вас там по оружию-то? Порвать. Нормально, пока. Это, я так понимаю, граница силового поля какого-то. Бандиты. Как я не попал ему в голову? Хрена себе. Блин, Элли чуть опять не откисла.
Easy. All together. I got. Here goes nothing. Sure thing.
Опа, обе обкисли. Ой, я сейчас сам откисну. Да что ты такой бронированный, господи. Что за фигня? Как они так сдохли-то? Эти роботы какие-то еще не в тему. Что за херня? Так, я не понял с этим самым там, с топтами, что за фигня, почему я их не мог убить вообще никак. Стрелял и в упор, и они не дохли. Что за хуйня? Как говорится. Это не тот дамаг, который нужен. Охренеть. Еще живые. И он выжил. По нему дамаг не наносится, когда он наступает. Что за фигня? Я его не мог убить. Вот это косяк реально. Когда они отступают, по ним не проходит дамаг. Беги, беги, беги. Это кислота, блин, еще что за фигня? Да ладно. Что за жесть? Да сдохните. Наконец-то. Ой. Ух ты. Да офигеть. Нет, понятно, что я буду загружаться, но это был чисто из принципа. Почему они так долго не убивались?
I'll lock up behind you.
Так. Жесть какая-то.
Scylla. No laws, no lines, and a whole lot of guns. I love this place.
Let's get fresh. Course routed.
Okay.
Time to take out the trap.
You got him! On it! I got this! Nice! Don't mess with us.
Робот неплохо дамажит. Походу, брать робота это была хорошая идея.
Ooh, what'd you find?
This unit is clean, mean, and ready to kill giants.
Руку мало дамага проходит. Но лучше, чем ничего.
Filth scoured with prejudice.
Так. Сколько ресурсов-то? Непонятно. По выстрелам имеется в виду непонятно. Там тонны там. Сейчас без проблем убивается вот с одного выстрела. Еще за херня.
Preparing to neutralize and sanitize.
That's the last of him.
Патронов в обойме не хватает. Она. На Т этих я отъехал, да? Все, шуба.
Clean up the competition.
По одному нужно вырезать, короче. Потом, когда самый толстый останется, на нем концентрироваться. Гигант. Хрена он толстый. Что-то он чересчур толстый. Либо я его слепил, то ли что. Но у него ХП вообще не отнимается. Вы куда? Вы посмотрите, он залечился полностью. Вот это косяк вообще, мега косяк. Что за херня? Вот смотрите, опять залечился до максимума. Дамаг по ним не проходит. Проходит, но они тут же залечиваются. С одного удара, короче, с 2 ударов он убил. Ух, ни хрена себе. Ой, исчез. Все, вылечился и... с полным ХП. Вот это прямо еще, не знаю, мега баг. меня просто нет слов. Такой баг вообще реально, когда они просто убегают к себе на респ и восстанавливают хп полностью. Как люди тестируют, ну, как можно делать такой продукт? Ну, очевидно, недоработанный. Это просто жесть вообще. Когда мобы просто восстанавливают все хп. Блин, косяк. Косяк вообще. Как люди тестируют. Ой-ой-ой-ой. Почему не бывает продуктов нормальных без косяков таких? Ну, потому что это реально косяк.
Scylla, no laws, no lines, and a whole lot of guns. I love this place.
Let's get fresh.
Да ты куда, алло? Сюда иди, олень. Пипец.
Going.
Вообще непонятно, куда побежал.
Tether engaged. Returning to customer.
We're doing this.
Lock mode. Off. Corpse detected.
Keeping you.
This area has been sanitized.
Не зареспаунились. Короче, есть проблема с прорисовкой мобов. О,
Neutralized.
на автоматически, оказывается.
Performance evaluation is sterling.
Here we go.
Все, валим. Ну точно, это силовое поле. Выглядит прикольно. Валим, валим, валим.
Civilization incoming!
Нет, мне не надо сотрясение. Полковник Баттерскотч. Очень интересно. Когда переяпанные мобы респаунятся, тоже не очень хорошо. Ладно.
Navigating to requested location.
Would you like a reminder on when your next shower is scheduled?
Так. Починим. Так, или что там, кстати, плазма тоже. Можно, наверное, ее
Didn't I
заапгрейдить.
request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
Что за... Это что за херня здесь делают вообще? Какого хрена? Ладно, погнали.
Unit moving to destination.
Опять туда побежал. Я понял, все с тобой. Уже как в Fallout багуется. Интересно, Сэма можно апгрейдить или нет? Терраформер. Забаговались эти самые писаловка объектов. Что-то там было написано полковник на мобе. Вот это баг вообще конкретный. Бандит. Все правильно. Косяк в описании. Прикольная граница такая. Интересно. Если подойти к краю, какой-то эффект будет? Или я просто в стенку бросил? Очень крутой эффект. Опа. Да, я там погибать начинаю. Я понял. Так, они, по-моему, нет, агрессивные все-таки.
Mutant hero.
I'll get him! Don't mess with us!
Поджарился чувак.
Multiple fractures, lacerations, and untreated burns detected. Signs indicative of sudden, violent crash landing.
Yep, that's me. No big deal. Just shrugging off my injuries as I stroll away from another flaming impact crater.
Also detecting constipation, hair loss, reduced fertility due to tight trousers. Recommend stimulant injection.
Hair loss? You take that back.
Unit is in motion.
Tremendous work, friend. Here I was readying a daring maneuver, and you've come and saved me the trouble.
Why does that sound familiar?
It's Ellie. Excellent timing. Hello, Ellie. What a pleasure it is to see your sparkling beauty in this barren waste.
It's Dr. Fenhill. I certainly know his ex-crew. Mostly from the operating table. I've probably seen more of them than he has.
How cruel you are. I distinctly remember a special party at the Lost Hope Bar on Groundbreaker where
We did not.
Oh, fine. But we almost...
Keep going, and you're gonna see how good this automech is at picking up teeth.
Symptoms detected. Elevated heart rate. Dilated pupils. Increased sweat production. Subject appears to be terrified.
I'm not terrified, you bucket of bolts. That's victory sweat. The one and only. Wait, who's asking? Wanda didn't send you, did she? I swear, land on Groundbreaker even a moment tardy, and that busybody's already been up your ass an hour. You tell her these automechs are coming, and sending a hired stooge to rescue me from certain peril only furthers my delay. No offense. Yes, well, I shan't. Give Wanda my chilliest regards. And farewell to you, dear Dr. Fenhill. I trust I'll see you next I find myself on the Groundbreaker.
You'd better hope not.
Так, что там у нас? Пространственно-преступный континуум. Доктор Дорсет. Так, это на первопроходце. Пустышка. Короче, нам сюда. Сначала, короче, сюда. Слетаем обратно. Локация небольшая. Ага, тут поле поддерживается вот этими фигнями по краю. Я понял. Зачем они тогда, если это астероид, зачем здесь эти самые мобы животные? Как бы, где они должны жить на планетах? Там есть атмосфера и все такое. Так, охотник. Еще один охотник. Тяжеловес. Тяжеловес, в принципе, легко убиваем. Блин, у них несколько тысяч хп. Ай, промазал. Стоит залезть на камень, короче, они начинают тупить. Стандартные косяки мобов. Как и везде. Ну давайте, где вы там?
Job classification. Flawlessly finished.
Hard to imagine leaving something as expensive as a terraformer lying around.
You name it, Sam cleans it. Time to take out the trash.
Down they go!
Contaminant targeted.
Ладно, сильно рваться не будем, идем, короче, на корабль. Еще откиснем где-нибудь. Будет обидно. Сюда мы еще по-любому вернемся, вряд ли такую локацию делали из одного маленького квеста. Урон автоматически. Вау. Это очень крутая штука. Нужно к ней прицел приделать срочно. Апгрейднуть и приделать прицел. А еще лучше ее дать кому-нибудь из мобов своих. Собственно, наверное, сейчас и сделаем. Дамажит.
Sure.
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
А кто это делает вообще? Реально, сейчас нужно поговорить с этими. Что за
Yeah,
херня?
so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy like, ain't it? Oh, you mean Sam? He's just the sweetest, ain't he? A real charmer, my dad'd say. What, just because he scrubs the floors means he can't be a pleasant fella too? You should try talking to him. You'll see. He's a hoot.
Так, модифицировать. Прицел мне не надо. Это можно поставить. Мир магазина. Это можно воткнуть. Критический урон плюс 25%. Так. И апгрейднуть. Это просто вообще. Сейчас будет дурмашина. Сорок 4 на 2. Тоже должно быть ничего. Огнеметом мы не пользуемся. Не люблю такие пушки. Усиление коррозии 4. Так, охране служителя правопорядка нужно апгрейдить. О, хрена здесь коровы эти делают, я не понял. Прикольная штука. Решает броню. Нафиг это надо? Если я хочу поставить эти штуки, то у меня уменьшится, соответственно, зачем так? Я понял. Ладно. Нужно, короче, апгрейд на бег еще ставить, я чувствую. Надо было получше бегать. Так, нужно поговорить по поводу коров. Что за фигня?
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? I have lots of men. I require a captain to pilot. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawk, in our travels together, If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was. How could... I'll be here.
Так.
Status report.
Все убирает.
13 jobs scheduled for area maintenance.
Good to see you, boss.
Так. Сортир. Остальные где по номерам?
Something on your mind? I'm a surgeon by training and a pirate by inclination. Not much else to know, Captain. I like long walks on the promenade and the smell of Spacer's Corona. I make a meat... Sure do. Some of it was even legal. There's a lot of business that goes through the Groundbreaker. Some of it's board-authorized freight hauling, and some of it's not. I've done all types of work with all kinds of crews. If there's one thing you ought to know about me, it's that I won't tell you your business. Your ship, your way. Glad to hear it. It's worked for me this long. Well, my blood type is AB positive. I'm a Leo, and I despise Space Hospital. Never mind what anyone else tries to tell you. That about covers it. Aw, come on. That stuff's boring. Look, the thing I've learned about living in close quarters is that you've got to give people room to breathe. I'm all for making a few bits together and having fun doing it, but let's keep a little professional distance. It's a mix of whatever you've got on hand. Usually 0G brew with some Spectrum vodka if you're lucky, purple berry shake if you're not. I'll make you one sometime. If you don't enjoy it, I'll make a few more until you do. No complaints here.
Ладно, погнали.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Так, нужно водички купить. Прикольные лучи, мягкие такие. Очень реалистично. Очень атмосферно все выглядит, конечно.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch, Tripical Flakes, and Purple Berry flavored Power Nuggets. Now with 12% more crunch.
Носатая.
We'll talk later. Got a bit of a sore throat from all that fake coughing.
Well, well, Dr. Fenhill. It's not often I see you on this side of sickbay.
I make it a point not to get shot, and when I do, I can usually take care of the mess myself.
It'd be nice to have you in here patching people up, not just blowing them apart.
I respect what you're doing here, but you know I'm not ready to settle down. It's not you, it's me.
Have it your way, then. You always do. Now, about your friend here. Were I a gambling woman, I'd wager you're responsible for my mechanical safe return. I can't thank you enough.
Так, опыт, опыт. Какая-нибудь награда, я не знаю. Там. О, все-таки дали. Хорошо. Так, ты где?
Does Doctor Mfu ever take a day off?
Так. О, здесь мы перешли уже, короче, границу. 50 единиц. Так, способности. Да, чувствую, нужно... Бегаю сейчас на... Ой, кыш. По 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Чтобы взять-то. Ладно. Возьмем скорость бега. Ну, прям быстро бегает. Окей. Так, что дальше? Рук, оружие бездны, броня молчания. Клуба Стеллар-бэй. Так, мне нужно жертву купить. Точнее, воды. Блин, купил это и бега. Точнее, взял. Что-то как-то не очень сильно быстро. Прям бегает.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of unit
Ну ладно.
beneath wells. Report any sightings to your local.
Welcome!
Одежда. Ничего себе, броня для среднего уровня. 29. Так.
Folk. Fresh from the...
Вода без водорода и кислорода.
BNP, I can't believe it's not forced. It's unbelievable how good it is. taste the rainbow.
Так, что, что-нибудь появилось?
Hey, ba-
Такой себе. Это нужно купить. Кстати, открылись эти штуки для покупки. Блин. Прям хоть загружайся, другой перк бери. Вот этот бег какой-то, он прям чересчур быстрый.
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs.
So then I says, fine, I'll pay you back for all of it. With interest.
Nice one. You must have had them quaking in their heels.
I mean, I wasn't really gonna do it. I just wanted to make him feel bad.
Pay you back with interest. I gotta remember that one.
Would have felt better if it had worked.
Something on your mind?
Так, ладно. Погнали. Коров уже нету. Так, что мы Стеллар-бэй надо летим, да, сначала?
We are now in orbit above Stеллар-бэй, Captain. No blockade is a match for my piloting skills.
Ладно, пойдем. Так, нужно поспать, наверное. Поесть, попить и вперед. Так. Угу. Локация маленькая. Никто не видел? Никто? Да.
No problem.
Так, где пульт?
Hey, hold on there. I gotta sign you in. Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stеллар-бэй. You are new here, right? I knew it. See, I made what you'd call a logical deduction. You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off. You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar-bэй hardly ever gets off-world traffic, us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar-bэй, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records. Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill. We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago. Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly. Oh, sure. They make Stellar-bэй sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell. Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though. Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor? I got this Rizzo's Rangers tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in? That's Bertie Holcomb, only one of the greatest tossball hackers ever.
I wonder if he's kin. Dad had family that worked for Rizzo's. I never got to meet them.
Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. You been living in a sulfur pit or something? On account of him being the best hacker who ever played, nothing gets by him. He sucks up every ball that comes his way. Whatever you say, I could talk tossball for hours. I couldn't really say I'm just a fan of the game. But the fancy collector types say the more people see these things, the less valuable they are. And I figure my poster's been passed around by more than a few people by now. Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Почему бы тебе самому не спросить, честное слово? Яхт-клаб. Нам тоже сюда может будет зайти. Кстати, FPS чуть просел здесь.
Velma seem out of sorts to you?
She's always cranky.
No, I mean more than usual.
Wouldn't know. I made it a point to
You're probably looking for Velma. Watch out.
Красиво. Руины Стеллар-бэй юг. Интересно. О!
I'll keep it down.
Никто не видел.
Wrap musk and canid eyes, right here. Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in a raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails? You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts? I don't know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something.
Mr. Pickett? Franklin Pickett from Edgewater?
That's him. He'd been here years, but he always talked about going back to Edgewater one day. She works for Sanjar at MSI. She's also Stellarbay's biggest collector of canid incisors. And I should know, because she buys them from me. He came to Stellarbay years ago, just before the board cut us off. Ended up stuck here. He was always real interested in our monsters. Mantiqueens, especially. Sure, they're real big. Hard to miss them. Who wouldn't be? Now that just sounds like a fancy way to say boring people. Well, I could send you to the same place I sent Mr. Pickett, but I haven't seen him in a few weeks. To tell true, I'm starting to get a bit worried about him.
Captain, can we look for him? I'd feel awful if somebody from home was in trouble and we didn't do nothing.
Его уж сожрали.
Tell you what, I'll tell you where I sent Mr. Pickett if you promise to look for him. Help him out if he's got himself in trouble. Fair deal?
Thanks, Captain.
All right then. Leave town through the southern gate, the one right here, and head past the abandoned ruins. Last Mantiqueen I saw was in the wilds out that-a-ways. Could be Mr. Pickett still out there, too. Oh, good. Celia hasn't come by in a few days, so I haven't sold much.
Такая фигня. Ладно. Ага. А, нет, большая локация. Это всего лишь порт. Я понял. Что с тобой, чувак?
Sir, please, I need your help. I can pay.
Что такое?
Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong, like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a raptidon is melting him with acid as we speak.
It's more dissolving than melting.
That is not helpful. Don't you tell me to calm down. I promised my boy I'd protect him for always.
Нужно было
How
следить
can
лучше
I
за
keep
ним.
him safe if he's run away? He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the raptidons, mantisaurs, and marauders, the toxic sulfur pools, and poisonous plants, but he didn't listen.
Oh, law, Captain. A youngster won't last long in a place like this. Please, can't we help?
Please, won't you go and find my boy? Well, I guess I can't ask you to leave the town walls for free. It is deathly dangerous out there. I've got some bits saved up for a rainy day. I'll give you every last one if you just bring my Tucker back to me. I won't even be mad at him running off. You tell him I won't be mad. He's been pining for an adventure. Says he's tired of living cooped up behind the walls. But he doesn't understand how dangerous it is out there. I warned him. A raptidon would snap him up first chance it got. I just know one's ripped his arm off and is gnawing on his little fingers. He should have listened to his mama. I promised I'd keep him safe here with me. He's been listening to those awful broadcasts that the iconoclasts put out. I begged Sanjar to put a stop to them, but did he? No! And now I just know my boy's run off to Amber Heights. That is, if a manta queen hasn't spooled out and eaten his entrails for breakfast already. That old settlement, southwest of Stелlar-bэй. I don't know which is worse, the thought of my son shacking up with them nutty iconoclasts. Or that he never made it. Sprats could be nesting in his rotting body alongside the road as we speak. Or maybe marauders got him, pulled all his teeth out, crushed him into their drugs and made him snort them. Oh, the things that could happen to my sweet baby. Those low-life degenerates, leading innocent boys into a life of danger. Oh, they make it sound so exciting. Like it's noble to risk it all out there, fighting for the greater good. How noble is it to worry your loved ones? Not at all, I say. But still they preach their sermons of anarchy and rebellion to anyone who'll listen. If they weren't holed up in Amber Heights, I'd knock them all upside the head. Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone's able to fetch him home. You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. I'm sure he made it that far. I just know it. And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
Психопатка. Мгм. Так, нужно зайти сюда.
Well, well. The only new folk I ever see in town are sublight runners from Fallbrook. But you don't look like one of Catherine's. What can I get you? If you don't see it, I don't got it. Don't go asking for the special reserve.
Так, что у тебя есть? Ух ты, нифига себе. Он уже такой. Броня уже более серьезная. Я понял. Ладно.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir. Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today? You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you, Grimm wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Or is he not paying you on account of how he tried to fix the thing his own self and busted it even worse, and then said you wasn't fixing it fast enough, so he's docking your wages again? Not that I got any prior experience with such.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Тащишься с нее.
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really. Oh, I don't need any of it. It's also I can talk to Sebastian. He doesn't get going about much else.
I reckon she's got a little bit of a squish on this fella.
He's sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff, and some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell. I couldn't. What if he says no? Hey, maybe you could ask him for me. I mean, a no would still be bad, but it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask. Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work. He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
Good to have standards, I guess.
I know what I'm looking for. You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny. Not in Stеллар-бэй. Everyone else who isn't taken either smells like salt tuna or they're my boss. Besides, a man with a good smile and a proportionate upper to lower body ratio isn't something to pass up. Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
Все понятно.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
You'd be a hit in Byzantium.
Did you hear that power play, Celia? They don't make them like this anymore in Halcyon. I only hope you don't judge me by my handshake. Now, what business brings you here? Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for salt tuna.
Абсолютно.
Yes, that's it. Channel your anger. I only wish I could do the same.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional, erotic, and athletic disappointments. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board. Surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Exactly what I would have said, if I'd been paying attention.
You talk like Graham.
Freedom always sounds nice, doesn't it? It makes a rather pretty slogan. But if you sit down and tally up the costs, how you provide for yourself in the absence of aid, how you protect yourself from a hostile galaxy, it starts to lose its shine.
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Ingenious plan? Don't get me wrong, I'm starting to admire your sand, but I bet you could overcomplicate a sisty sandwich.
What a charmingly roguish turn of phrase. Allow me to express my thanks at your confidence and assure you that my plan is indeed sufficiently complicated.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
It's a two-pronged approach. The first part involves seeing Stелlar-bэй properly defended. Not long, but the devil is always in the details. And the salient detail here is a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Never realized fighting the bureaucracy could be this interesting.
It is quite the rush. I'll need to gather some supplemental materials, but I mustn't get ahead of myself.
You do tend to do that.
The Bolt 52 will be in the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar-bэй before we had to move our walls in. And these days, it's overrun with marauders and raptidons. Saying what which way? That's just what it's called. It's supposed to stand for something, but I forget what. Good enough. I know when to settle. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. What can I do for you? I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff? Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you? Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes. I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws. Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2, but back then it was known as Terra 1. Really? I always thought they were refreshingly straightforward names. After all, the whole point of terraforming was to make them Earth-like.
Here, though, the results were mixed.
And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out. MSI's leadership at the time certainly thought so, but there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up. It's humane. But it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out.
I hope you'd treat them nice, whether it was good business or not, Mr. Sanjar. That's what being a community means. Treating people right, because it's the right thing to do.
Like that's what you saw in Edgewater? Come on. People look out for themselves.
Это точно.
A noble thought, Miss Holcomb. Unfortunately, noble thoughts rarely sway board policy. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms. Oh, well, there were surely other junior executives with more open minds, though none of them had the temperament to handle the paperwork. But I was keeping my tone flat and maintaining eye contact. You weren't supposed to notice I was avoiding the subject.
This is why you've never been good with presentations, sir.
Very well. Many, many years ago, Graham Bryant and I used to be collaborators of sorts. Graham Bryant. He leads a group of extremists out in Amber Heights. But he used to be as much a part of the corporate machinery as any of us. Much as he likes to forget it. Indeed, for all the good it did. MSI's then leadership wasn't enthusiastic. They insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else. Many of us chose to stay behind. And as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI.
Must have pissed off some real big suits to get stuck with that.
On the contrary, I wrote lots of very important reports on behalf of top MSI officials before I was able to achieve this position. I moved forward with our planned reforms as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages. But we weren't trying to. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently. Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
If you can't beat him, might as well join him and reach into their pockets.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation. I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Yes, it'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations. It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
But wait, what happens to the folks stuck on the wrong side of dangerous?
Well, I'm afraid the welfare of a few hundred people is too minor a figure into the board's risk assessments. Yes, making all of MSI criminals in the board's eyes. Rather hard to run a business that way. As far as I'm concerned, the less said about Graham, the better. Graham seemed like a reasonable man years ago, and we both agreed that MSI's treatment of its workers was untenable. I thought reforms would be enough. I didn't realize you wanted to abolish the corporate system entirely. What can I do for you?
Ладно. Так, где этот торговец? Блин. Тунцами. И чем он там торгует?
What are the chances of all the times and places? We could have been born.
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
Every time the punch.
You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts? Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that Raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff. Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount.
Oh, no, that's not it at all. She's smitten with you. You smited her. Smote? Smoot?
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for Raptidon tongues. You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice.
Give her a chance. Give yourself a chance. Take her someplace nice.
Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
That's the spirit, Sebastian. Be yourself. Between you and me, Captain, I'm not sure Miss Celia knows him too well, but we can hope, right? I want them to be happy.
Okay.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say? Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia. I've secretly been waiting for this. Or was it more, sure, I don't have anything else going on. Not to worry. If I never buy another Raptidon tongue, it'll be too soon. Ah, look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do, and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back-to-work look. Anyhow, thank you.
Что это такое?
Look, I don't... Oh, sorry. For a second, I thought you were Grim.
Короче, много квестов.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry. Did she now? Well, I can see I was mistaken. Because if Catherine really had sent you, there'd be a lot more expletives in your message. I hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing. This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell. That about cover it? She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady. She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too. Damn right it is. No. I paid Sublight for it. So, it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money.
Логично.
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering. Fine by me. Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stелlar-bэй. Has a mouth like a ground six spacer. Something else on your mind? Caleb Herrick. Runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials.
So the job's easy, but you're not doing it? Something smells here. I mean, everything smells in here, but something's fishy. Wait.
He and his whole crew walked out. Say they won't come back unless I pay them more. You mind slapping him around a little while you're at it? I'm joking. Mostly. Unless you can do it without hurting his job performance. If you can find a way to get him back to work, I'll make it worth your while. Check the yacht club. He's usually there. Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess. I can't keep working double shifts either. Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra drugs he's been taking from supply. Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts. Someone would've if this were a corporate town. But we pride ourselves on giving people a little breathing room. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get this all tuna, fat, and mostly tumor-free. Sure can. If you want to pay me more. Sure. And once you finish helping me, then we can talk about the poster. Fine by me. Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed. I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple. Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone.
Логично.
Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work.
I'll wager she don't pay those folks that maintain the mechanicals decent neither.
Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate. For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave at the bar? Not on your life. Maybe so, but I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then he'll have to come back. He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk, but if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home. Near the diner.
You'd steal from your own people? That's low, ma'am.
That's business. Someone's got to keep the lights on. Fine by me.
Понятно. Короче, квестов надавали. Пойдем побазарим с Калибом.
Sounds like wrapped in here. Oh, it does work. I bought some musk from Sebastian.
Где-то наверху сидит. О, Нилока.
You don't look like sublight. Must be freelance.
Got any news from the rest of Halcyon?
Заливается. Ты что ли?
New face, huh? You from Off-World? A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell and revel with us?
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking. I don't see how. When Sanjar took over MSI, he tossed all the old corporate rules. We ain't required no more to work whatever job the company demands. Our supervisor Velma goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay. Sure thing. What did you want to discuss? Nope. I'm calling her bluff. If she wants to threaten us, we'll see how she likes it when Sanjar finds out she gave Sublight even more dominion in Stеллар-бэй. I never meant to call for anyone's head on a pike. Velma's not my favorite person, but she ain't been cruel to us. Devil it all. Now you got me feeling sorry for her. Fine. I guess we'll go back to work to save Velma's job. We'll find a better time to negotiate our wages.
Всё, что ли?
Tell Velma not to worry. We'll look out for her.
Хорошо.
Talk to Caleb. He speaks for all of us.
Ладно, сейчас.
I wonder sometimes what they're doing on other calling.
Квест этот закончим, я думаю. И будем заканчивать.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in salt tuna guts.
Болтовни, много текста.
Gosh, this old girl's in a rough way. Even old Bess in Edgewater was in better shape than this.
Hey, you want to try running a cannery with obsolete machinery? You be my guest.
Sorry, ma'am. I wasn't trying to be rude. It's just your flanging apparatus isn't making a strong flange, so your sealer isn't sealing right, and...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Huh. I'll have to try that. Anyway, what do you folks need? You knocked any sense into him yet? Well, that's awful nice of him. Sure wouldn't have expected that. Thanks for your help. You've gotten me out of a tight spot here. Take this for your efforts. Honest work deserves honest pay. Something else on your mind? Sure can. If you want to pay me. Sure. And once you finish helping me, then we can talk about the poster. That about cover it? Fine by me?
Так, не понял. А мы что, не закончили? Положить болт. Так. Но он же выходит на работу, алло.
I'd give you a friend. Sure can.
Бракстона.
Fine by me.
Так.
Stealing. And yeah. We're not like those corp. Besides, the spacers. Some.
Понятно. Так, Бракстон.
Hey, Velma, I got your caffeinoid pills.
You're a lifesaver. Hope Abigail didn't give you a hard time.
Just the usual. Any word on Braxton?
Nothing. Don't know how much longer I can cover for him either. Give me those pills, will you?
Here you go. You know, you might consider a real night's sleep instead.
Так.
Velma's not so bad, long as you avoid her when she's stressed. Plenty of work to do, especially with so many no-shows.
Best get back to work. Don't want to give Velma
Так,
a
а где
reason to
этот?
change her mind.
Где этот Брэкстон? Или как его там? Ладно, идем к Брэкстону.
Help! Someone's been killed!
I think I'm gonna be sick. I clean the apartments while everyone's at work. I've seen all sorts of messes, but this... If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Трусишка.
Whatever you do, don't mention Tossball to Isaac. You'll never hear the end of it.
You know...
If you got...
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh? Braxton. I've never even heard of a Braxton. Got nothing for you, sorry.
Dilated pupils, anxious posture, muscle spasms. She's high on some quality stuff.
No! Okay, maybe just a little.
Точно зрачки.
Braxton always has a good stash, and I just like to let loose a little. Stop thinking about the marauders and the raptidons outside, you know?
Зрачки здоровые.
Oh, damn. He told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. Whole family had fallen sick, and he had some meds on hand. So maybe look for him there?
Poor fella. Hope he's okay. We should hurry, Captain.
Понятно.
Miss Ellie, or, Dr. Fenhill, I noticed your pistol's been making a funny noise.
What are you talking about? I oil it every night.
Well, look here. Your slide's not recoiling fully. You might be due for a new spring. I could take a look, maybe fix it for you.
Sure. I'm short on bits at the moment, but I'll pay you back.
Oh, no. I mean, it don't cost nothing. I got a spare spring in my pocket here, even.
Everything's got a price.
Что верно, то верно. Так.
Reminds me of the crew cabin on one of my first ships.
You reckon the smell ever goes away? Maybe the wind on the sea helps.
Оп. Ой. Ох, нифига себе. Сарптодона. Нифига себе это валит. Волына. Охренеть. По нокнутому особенно. Хрена себе. Дамажит, что как надо вообще. Чувствую, тяжелые будут улетать очень быстро. Хорошая шляпа. Эта карта большая, я смотрю. Красиво.
Think they left anything good behind? I wonder who used to live here.
Time for action! Down they go!
Да, тяжелые улетают махом.
A visitor? What an unexpected surprise! Please, come in. Come in.
In my experience, any stranger this friendly either wants to rob and airlock you or sell you something.
Это точно.
Nonsense. Out here in the wilderness, we welcome all who come to our door. Now come in, make yourselves comfortable. I'm afraid we don't get many visitors out here. The raptidons and marauders scare off all but the boldest. And if you've braved them, you must be exhausted. Why don't you stay for dinner? I'm sure I would remember something like that. Now, quit fretting yourself about that. Make yourself at home. Dinner's almost ready.
Либо каннибала, что ли, или чё?
Oh, hello there. You come for dinner? Sorry, I'm not real good with, names. It just gets hard to remember things. I recall moments, feelings, but the details slip.
I felt like that after my dad passed. Walked around in a haze for weeks. I'm sorry you're feeling that way too.
Other times, it's like there's fog. Sorry, have we talked about this before? That's nice of you. I usually feel better after I eat.
Mama said dinner's almost ready, huh?
Так, что-то мне не нравится. Ну-ка, колись.
What a pleasant surprise.
Ой,
And
обдолбанная.
just when I was beginning to fear we'd seen the last of good company for a spell. Yet the Eternal provides, does it not? The Eternal does not desire that we huddle and hide, crowded in by walls. We all share the spark of the divine, and we were made to spread it across the stars. Out here, we are free. And even apart from society, the universe provides for us, as your being here proves.
Брови. Расшейся.
Just that your presence here is a gift to us, and one that we don't take for granted. Look at me, prattling on as if this gravy is going to cook itself. Why don't you run along until we are ready for dinner?
Походу, они приготовили этого чувака. Сказать.
Oh, hi there. Did you come to bring us more of those rocket candies? That's wonderful. There was this other man who used to bring them. Not anymore, though. I don't know. I'm not really supposed to talk to strangers. He said they were making us sick. Mom and Papa got real mad at him for that.
Some kind of off-brand drug, maybe? Wouldn't be the first or the worst.
They went to have a talk with him. Afterwards, they said he wasn't coming back again. Mama and Papa said he came from the city. When we got sick one time, he brought those candies to make us well again. And they worked. Now we feel better than ever. Mama says they're a gift from the Eternal.
Понятно.
Okay. Maybe I'll see you at dinner.
We wouldn't want to intrude.
Это точно. Где-то они его здесь, значит, грохнули. Домик-то не маленький. Странная планировка. Сортир на 3-м этаже. Все понятно.
I've seen and made my share of corpses, but this is downright unsettling. I'm gonna be sick.
Я так и знал, что каннибалы. Это было понятно, в принципе. Мне кажется, наверное, их нужно порешить нахрен. Все, они смылись. Понимаю, да? Бежали.
suppose they killed.
Блин. Твою мать. Блин, как-то чересчур быстро они отлетают, блин.
I've seen and made my share of corpses, but this is downright unsettling. I'm gonna be sick.
Я думаю, пора их здесь порешить.
But what's this? You're tracking blood into the kitchen. Oh dear. You've been nosy, haven't you?
Quickly, my dear. He's getting agitated. We can't let the meat spoil.
Don't worry. We'll make this quick.
О! Ни хрена себе, они мощные. Теперь обоих убили. Охренеть не встать. Ой, почему они сами не могут жрать, блин, эти самые... Да, союзные мобы, конечно, совсем тупые.
No. Who does something like this?
Они без брони. Сколько у них хп, интересно? Здоровье 1450, 1100, 1200, 1400. Травма, еще.
But what's this? Oh dear.
Quickly, my dear. He's getting agitated.
Don't worry. We'll make...
On it!
Да блин. Опять те Элли убили. Ой-ой-ой. Спиливает вообще за долю секунды. Почему я оказываюсь возле них-то рядом? Это, конечно, перебор. Это косяк.
no. Who does something like this?
But what?
Quickly.
No.
Take your
О, они все дохлые уже опять. Все. Ай. Охренеть. Да это нереально. Просто моих спиливает за долю секунды вообще. Ничего невозможно сделать. Прям мега косяк.
No. Who does something like this?
Так. Вот если ты не знаешь вот этой темы, значит, ну, что сейчас будет, ты не выставишь параметры.
Quickly, my dear.
Don't worry.
Everybody with missing family will wonder if these people.
Мгм. Наручная, двуручная.
Feels like the old bits outside of Edgewater. Used up, unneeded, left to settle into ruin.
Да, есть такое дело. Церква такая. В стиле первого, второго Fallout'а, кстати, архитектура. Здания такие белые, закругленные.
Ooh, smells like those old Sundays when we'd unload salt tuna shipments at the cannon. Am I the only one getting hungry?
Красиво, но все разваливается. Колония приходит в упадок.
You take real good care of your pistol, Dr. Fenhill. I oughta. It's kept me alive this long. I mean, you treat it nice. Makes me happy to see, because I feel the same way about my wrench. Look, it's a tool that does a job. Feelings got nothing to do with it.
I hear those rich people in Byzantium pay a handsome bit for wrapped musk. Bet they also pay.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in salt tuna guts. That he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his shift? That's... wow. I sure feel like an ass now. Ease up. I'm running on a chronic shortage of sleep here. Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start looking for a replacement. Something else on your mind? Sure can. If you... Fair enough. The damn thing's been a headache anyway. Take the poster then. And if I never hear another word about it, it'll be too soon.
Так, Чё, к этому гриму нужно сбегать? Дать ему этот чертов плакат.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? I keep wondering if it's come in. Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits I was gonna spend at the bar this week. And you know what? Take my old tossball blocker too. Never get the chance to use it these days.
Неплохой. Так, с этим закончили. Угу. Так, это на первопроходца. Далеко, кстати. Эта карта большая относительно других. Понятно, где это. Пойдем сюда. Сейчас на корабль сначала.
Okay.
На этом закончим.
If you stop in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to send Sam down to the bridge?
Плохая штука. Этим мы, наверное, уже пользоваться. Ничего себе, средняя броня. Окей. Так. Мясо китунца поставим. Нет, нет, нет. Нужно что-то другое. Ладно, ладно. Все, на этом заканчиваем.